There's 0 cases currently. None. There are no cases on the docket, and there's never been a case in the history of the world where a Yemeni citizen won and was able to enforce a defamation judgment against a U.S. citizen.
So what we're saying is that TIMHOUTHI... Bro, where are my G-Boy blockers? So there has never in history been a case in which a Yemeni citizen has successfully sued a U.S. citizen in a defamation case. And we're sitting here thinking that TIMHOUTHI CHALAMET is going to be the one to break the precedent. He's going to be the one to change it all. He's going to be the first one to do it. I don't got time for this, John. We got other stops to cover. We do. This John ain't going nowhere. And he's not setting any precedent. In fact, the only precedent he's set is how stupid Hassan is. Because again, Hassan thinks that this bull would do what Luffy would do, boys. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Factual. Yeah, I don't know why we're wasting time. We shouldn't be. You already know what it is, baby. You seen Tunnel and Thumbnail. I ain't gonna lie. If you seen the backstory, one of the other vids we dropped a few days ago, there was a whole John potentially going on with Ethan and TIMHOUTHI CHALAMET. Potentially Timothy Chalamet was suing Ethan for defamation. Yeah, we were all saying it was BS. We were checking out that video by Lus. But Lus came around, you know what I'm saying, one of the lawyers in the case, shout out Lus, we're gonna show up when we get in the vid, and dropped another vid where eventually, yeah, that guess TIMHOUTHI is suing Ethan. Now the probability of him winning this in any regard is still 0, just like it always has been. But apparently this is somehow actually going through. So let's not waste any more time. We got to get in and see this BS. So Trilly talks everything. Trilly does indeed yap everything every single time, baby. Let's get right into it. You already know, like I said in another intro, shout out one of the lawyers always covering, in this case, the dramas and all that. Shout out, share the love and loss. We got he sued Ethan Klein for defamation. We're 0%. Facts. Probability of winning in the U.S. Most likely. Of course, if you guys want to watch the OG video, down in the description, first link, share the love and loss. And of course, let's get right into this, boy. Let's not waste no time, because what type of BS is happening here? Bomba clad wagwan.
Hey guys, so I definitely can eat crow, but my prediction is that there is no lawsuit, namely due to how difficult it would be to have a lawsuit from a Yemeni citizen versus a
This is TIMHOUTHI CHALAMET,
U.S. citizen for defamation. We are not talking about something that is common. This is in fact very uncommon. I went on the database. I wanted to know if this
let me see, and now I have
was actually a lawsuit, and we could pull some court documents to look at. No. So it has not been updated. So it was dropped sometime around last night, 10 hours ago, as of recording this video. So there might take some time to drop the lawsuit, but there is no documentation on his side either, other than
the case I filed against Ethan.
A link to get more donations. So I'm a little skeptical. Very skeptical.
I just have, like, again, what merit does he have to sue Ethan for defamation? And then he's defaming him on the part of, like, Ethan calling him a terrorist. When, again, if you're sitting around, if again, like the argument I always say, if you are hanging around with 5 bulls that are lazy, yeah, you're probably the 6th lazy bull. Mr. TIMHOUTHI CHALAMET. If you're on the ship and you're surrounded by 5 terrorists, you're probably a terrorist. Oh boy, not to mention, again, Instagram, John, are you a terrorist? Yes. Not to mention, hey, but you was putting that gun to whose stomach? But what was that thing you posted about Jews on a pike? It's like, dude.
And I am also very skeptical that you would have any lawyer. So first of all, he only speaks Arabic. He does not speak English, so you would need a Arabic-speaking lawyer in the U.S. to take this case And because of jurisdiction reasons, you would need one in Los Angeles to sue Ethan Klein in Los Angeles. So let's go over the hypotheticals and what makes this so difficult.
Man, well, Hassan about to get him a lawyer or some John.
So a Yemeni citizen winning a defamation claim against a U.S. citizen is possible, but it's going to be much harder.
I'm sure, like, there's always a possibility. It's just like the same thing that Legal Mindset was saying. Is it 100% chance that Denham's Casey Tron Frogan will, like, what's the name, lose the lawsuit against Ethan Klein? No. Is there a 100% chance that Ethan, like, will win? No. But what's stopping it from being a 90-95%? And then for this, okay, yeah, Mr. TIMHOUTHI Chalamet has the potential to be able to sue Ethan Klein and maybe even win. But if that's a 1% chance, is it like, is it really a chance though? I don't know.
And you guys imagine. So jurisdiction. The first question is, where is the case going to be heard? In a U.S. court, the Yemeni plaintiff would need to prove that the U.S. court has personal jurisdiction over the defendant. This usually means the alleged defamatory statements were made in, directed at, or caused harm in the U.S.
For him? Isn't he in Yemen? Isn't there? Yo, according to Hassan, there's KFCs in Yemen. So, I don't even know if he's here. Actually, I think I know for sure he's not here.
Is that true or not? Because this isn't the first step. The first battle is for your lawyer to get the case accepted in jurisdiction. I think this might be a battle for him. This is going to be not easy.
And I hope you support the cause.
If these statements were made online,
yeah, he's going to retract this shit so fast.
Courts often accept jurisdiction if the audience includes U.S. residents or if the defendant resides in the U.S. In a Yemeni court, so there's two types of courts, right? So under U.S. law and then under Yemeni court, it is not clear where he filed. But in a Yemeni court, a Yemeni citizen could sue.
This is for my case. The link is in my profile.
And Yemen under Yemen.
Hey, Mr. Chalamet, come on, listen. Yo, Hassan thinks you're doing what Luffy would do.
What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
Too bad Hassan's a fucking moron. So whatever he thinks you're doing, yeah, it doesn't count for shit. But anyway, yeah, brother, I hope you don't pull a fucking Keffels, dog. It's already bad enough because we are at, well, we can't ask her for Frogan anymore. It seems like she got herself a lawyer. She threw in the towel. But yeah, we were going to be asking where the fuck that money was going. Also, Denham's, her first GoFundMe. Wonder what happened to that shit. We were really going to be asking where the fuck that money was going. So I hope you actually go through with this, brother, but I doubt you are. So I'm not gonna cap. We'll see.
Defamation law. However, enforcing a Yemeni judgment in the U.S. would require the U.S. to recognize and enforce the foreign judgment. U.S. courts will not enforce foreign defamation judgments if they conflict with the U.S. First Amendment protection. So in this case, you could have what I think is probably more likely, him filing in Yemeni court, him winning against Ethan, but it's a nothing burger because the U.S. courts would not enforce it.
U.S. bro, the U.S. courts gonna look at him like, and
Yemeni, or I don't know if they're allies or whatever, but it does not look like U.S. courts will enforce many of the Middle East defamation judgments, because if you look at it, like Saudi Arabia has some crazy defamation, right, where they can just, right, for offending somebody over something.
Holy fuck, they can just kill you for that shit? Holy shit. I ain't gonna lie, like, I ain't gonna lie, go over to the Middle East, boy. I don't got nothing to say about nobody, bro. This y'all hood.
Very simple, especially if you are a woman, right? There are many things that are not deemed offensive in the U.S., which are protected by First Amendment, freedom of speech. That if you went to a Middle Eastern country,
let me get me started. Hassan thinks, women can just do whatever they want in Iran.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand, things that I'm talking about. Hopefully, fill in the blanks. So the U.S. court is not going to recognize Yemeni for defamation if it conflicts with the U.S. Amendment, the First Amendment. Defamation standards, the plaintiff must prove a false statement of fact. So the false statement here being that he is a T-ist, is some word we cannot say on YouTube without being just ban-hammered. I think there is an argument that could be made. I think Ethan Klein.
Let me see. Nice going. Be sure to ask your lawyer to double check before posting things about the case. Download any relevant YouTube videos. Take screenshots of evidence. Don't admit to anything, even jokingly, that could be turned against you or used by his team to say you weren't hurt. Yes, Twitter bull, you're definitely, bro. Trust me, bro. He's really gonna go through with this shit and definitely win, bro. Give him that star-studded advice. 100% gangsta. This gonna be the one to really change it for him.
Is they've been having a back and forth on Instagram. It's not clear. Let's just say it's not clear. 2, publication to a third party. 3, fault amounting to negligence or actual malice if plaintiff is a public figure, which, according to himself, he probably would consider himself
Let me see. That both, I can't even read this in the legal system. Punish Ethan Klein. Hope the truth comes out and they pay for it.
a public figure, and we know Ethan Klein is definitely a public figure. So if you're saying that you're an influencer, you are a public figure, so you need to get past actual malice. I don't think there's actual malice here. I just think it's even.
I ain't gonna lie, like, again, that's what I'm about to say. There's no actual malice, and even like if there actually was, like, you would have to have merit behind the claims that you're making. Again, we can look at so much shit. His Twitter, that Instagram, John, bro. Hassan literally platforming this bull, and this bull is again on the ship with all the bulls with the hostages. It's like, yo, come on, bro.
Klein saying what he believes that he is a blankist, and then damages. How the hell is this guy going to prove damages?
That was like quite literally my next thing. Damages. Okay, how the fuck is he gonna prove that there's damages? And even if he does, okay, what damages is he gonna reimburse him for? I'm so confused. Like
I don't understand what his claim for damages are, and if they are, he's a very poor individual. Like, this sucks to say, but if you cannot prove actual monetary damages, oh, I was invited to this convention and the convention canceled me because of the defamatory.
I hope you include the YouTube and Instagram as offending parties too, because they're allowing blatant Islamophobia. How where is Ethan being Islamophobic? On the platform, specifically YouTube, who is literally ignoring all TOS breaking from H3. Yeah, and you're God Zaddy fucking king. The nigga whose cock you have stuffed down your fucking esophagus, yeah, he's breaking Twitch's TOS from all fucking angles. Actually, he's fucking it ass backwards, putting that shit straight in doggy style. Yeah, he's cracking the fuck out of that shit, so who gives a fuck about a TOS, nigga?
Or things that you said about me, a la Carl Jobs and Billy Mitchell. This is going to be really hard to prove damages because, again, he's in a different country and it's all got to be translated and there might be cultural differences. But
like, I'm just basically on the factor where Les was just saying, like, what damages is he going to prove? What damage has been done to him? Bruh, everybody's calling this motherfucker a terrorist. You want to know why? Not because Ethan is saying that shit and trying to defame him, because, motherfucker, you were on the boat with the goddamn hostages, bruh. What the fuck is going on there?
End of the day, he's probably raising more money than he's ever had in his life. He's had more social media press. Ethan's actually giving him attention. I don't really know what damages there are. The U.S. defamation law is very defendant-friendly because of the First Amendment, correct? It is very hard to win a defamation case, even if you're a U.S. citizen, against another U.S. citizen. The fact that you are a Yemeni citizen, again, the damages part, I just don't understand what the...
It's like, it's just not going to do even better for him.
Damages are. If somebody can leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what... Because the damages he's claiming, oh, I can't travel. Were you really traveling before?
Exactly. I'm like, bro, you can't travel. My nigga... How many times have you traveled within the last, like, 5, damn near fucking, nigga, your whole life? Have you traveled outside of the fucking country or some shit? I mean, neither have fucking I, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, how is this gonna, where is this damaging you, especially on the tip of going to other countries and traveling? What?
Like, you have to understand, like, if you never traveled in your life, and then your visas got rejected, and what he damaged is like, oh, he deleted my social. Were those damages on Facebook's end? What I'm saying is all the bad things that happened to him,
it's like, and no, he definitely can't prove damages over social medias or some shit. Motherfucker, let's look at your goddamn Twitter. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
These
like,
big tech companies that
again,
deleted his accounts, and I think rightfully so, based on the content I've seen. And it was because it was inflammatory content, which is also not protected under the U.S. First Amendment.
I'm like, hey, ho, bud, where the fuck is this? Oh, wait, I don't think he want to talk about it.
You're inciting violence, you know? And again, we can argue until we're blue in the moon, but that's my interpretation of what he was posting. And that is why social media, even Klein didn't get your social media deleted. Facebook decided to do that.
Exactly.
Right? Even if Ethan Klein reported you, okay, Facebook can say, oh, no, we agree with you. They didn't. Same with TikTok, which is owned by China. Same with Instagram. Same with Snapchat. These are tech companies making decisions. And on any given day, they're banning probably thousands of people where you're not anything special. in my
I'm
opinion.
about to say, like, not only that, like, banning heads that are, like, obviously doing offensive junk, but there's also, like, the just, deleting bots and all this type of junk. Like, bro, come on.
So Yemeni law, Yemen's defamation laws are more restrictive on speech than the U.S. Winning in Yemen is easier than the U.S., but enforcing the judgment in the U.S. is difficult due to the Speech Act. Again, we don't even know which court he filed in. I think he could actually win in Yemeni law because freedom of speech does not exist in Yemen. Like, this is kind of crazy, right? Like, he's like, the countries where he's suing from has a very poor reputation for freedom of speech, and this is historical. And this is in the courts. Like, I've looked at cases. I mean, it's not good. But they're not, even if he wins in Yemen, the U.S. will never uphold it, and he'll never win a dime.
I'm about to say, I'm reading this shit. This translates to the following. Hello, I hope everyone is well. I am Rashid Al-Haddad. I think some people know me well. I am a Yemeni citizen living in Sana'a. I am a 20-year-old. No, snap. Hold on, I'm blocking that shit. I am a 20-year-old. I have been in contact with Noah Sampson and Hassan Piker.
Fuck it, I'm saying it.
I will be saying it. We already knew this. And we decided to launch this campaign to help people in Yemen. I tried to run an account myself for this campaign, but I couldn't because of the blockade on Yemen, as these services are not available. However, I have foreign friends whom I know well and trust. Here we explain to you the conditions and wars in Yemen. There are people who cannot find anything to... Cuts off.
Practical path for a Yemeni. So now I'm pretending to be his lawyer. Pretending I'm his lawyer. Best chance to win and collect money. File the lawsuit in the U.S. Where the defense.
Damn, this motherfucker was a fucking chunker, bro. This was a chunk of a paragraph. Holy fuck, I don't even remember where I was. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. How I know and trust well. Here we explain to you the condition and wars in Yemen. There are people who cannot find anything to eat. People sleep in the streets. Then go to the garbage to look for leftovers. Then go back to sleep in the street. There are no place, or home. This is not because they are not looking for work. In fact, working jobs in Yemen are non-existent. There's not even a salary or assistance from the state. People suffer a lot. Some go searching the streets for someone to give them money to buy medicine. There are diseases they cannot afford to treat. They are trying hard, but the situation of the entire Yemeni people is very bad. We hope that you can help them in the least possible way. We hope that you can help them in the least possible way. Wouldn't you want to help them in the most possible way? Maybe I'm confused as shit. Perhaps we can help many families with the amount you've donated. Also, as you also know, because of the siege on Yemen, all prices have risen and valleys are not available in abundance at high prices, as well as food supplies. We will film video and photos for you. You can see how people live in Yemen. All love and respect and appreciation to you.
It resides and has assets. Easier to win, but harder to collect money. File in Yemen or another country with more speech restrictions, but you may not be able to enforce the judgment in the U.S. unless it meets the U.S. freedom of speech standards. So here's some actual examples. Okay, Rachel Anfed versus Khalil Ben Mahfouz in 2008. A U.S. officer sued in the U.K. for defamation by a Saudi businessman. The U.S. passed the Speech Act in response to stop libel tourism. So this was the whole thing.
See, but they passed the whole act. Are they about to do this jump for TIMHOUTHI CHALAMET to set a whole different precedent of fucking suing Ethan for defamation that he basically has no merit on? I fucking doubt it.
Where
There's
you
no
could
way.
actually go to countries where their freedom of speech wasn't as strong and then sue people in the U.S. But the U.S. said, no, we passed a Speech Act, which means we don't give a damn what country you're suing from.
Then that's even worse for this nigga. He really has no fucking merit. Because if they have that act in the U.S., it's just going to be like, hey, boss, yo, man, that shit was cute. Mwah, but bro, nah. Hey, man, take that shit back.
Unless you're suing from the U.S. And let me actually tell you this. There is no known case yet of a Yemeni citizen winning and enforcing a defamation judgment against a U.S. citizen in U.S. court. There is 0 cases currently. None. There are no cases on the docket, and there's never been a case in the history of the world where a Yemeni citizen won and was able to enforce a defamation judgment against a U.S. citizen.
So what we're saying is that TIMHOUTHI... Bro, where are my G-Boy blockers? So there has never in history been a case in which a Yemeni citizen has successfully sued a U.S. citizen in a defamation case. And we're sitting here thinking that TIMHOUTHI CHALAMET is going to be the one to break the precedent. He's gonna be the one to change it all. He's gonna be the first one to do it. I don't got time for this, John. We got other stops to cover. We do. This John ain't going nowhere. And he's not setting any precedent. In fact, the only precedent he's set is how stupid Hassan is. Because again, Hassan thinks that this bull would do what Luffy would do, boys. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Factual. Yeah, I don't know why we're wasting time. We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be at all. Not a second. Not on this. I'm tired of these idiots.
Ethan Klein is. So that brings me back to the point. Is he suing Ethan Klein in the U.S.?
No.
That means he would have to travel to the U.S., right? That means he would have to find a lawyer in the U.S. That means he would have to pay a shit
None of that is happening.
ton of money if he's hiring a lawyer in Los Angeles.
What money? What money? What cheese does he have?
Where is the money coming from?
Exactly.
Could it possibly be coming from like shadier sources?
Hassan!
Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Nah, but he would have to be a whole different fucking level of stupid. I mean, the other day he literally deadass said he would rather donate his tax dollars to fucking Hamas. So I mean, like, yo, you support this motherfucker in any regard. Oh yeah, it's really over. Niggas could deadass call you a terrorist sympathizer, a terrorist glazer then, undeniably. I mean, shit, they can call you that now, undeniably.
It's right. Like I don't know. Like it's a lot of money. We're talking about $1 million for a defamation lawsuit of this nature. Should it go full trial? He got $1 million?
Ethan doesn't even have $1 million fucks to give.
I mean, in the history of his donations, he's had 2 donations. He's asked for 500,000.
That was glazed. That was glazed. That was glazed. I'm gonna take that to the chin. That was glazed. That was glazed. But nah, seriously though, and neither do I though. Real shit. Because again, this nigga's not suing anyone, and definitely not for defamation.
Pounds, British pounds, which at the time is like $1 million, and he only raised 480. He's raised a lot more money for himself than he raised for Yemeni or Yemen. I don't know.
I mean, again, this is a motherfucker that fucking Hassan and Noah Samson are trying to get cozied up to, dude. Like, do we expect him to be of like, oh my god, this guy's a right character, man. He's such a good dude. He's a fucking terrorist.
Seems like a grift to me because the chance of him winning is almost zero. Like we're talking about like catastrophe. Okay, so let's say he sues Ethan Klein. What are the damages like monetarily? Okay, so don't talk about his emotions. He can't travel. He wasn't traveling to begin with. Okay,
Exactly.
he doesn't on his passport. Does he have like a bunch of places he's been? No. What exactly are the damages that he's seeking? Because I can tell you what his lawyer fees will be. His lawyer fees are going to be $100,000 to start.
Again, I don't even think this motherfucker got a. Can this motherfucker even count to 100,000? Shit, I know I can't. I know this motherfucker definitely can't. Like,
And probably if he goes to trial, over $1 million, given how specific of a lawyer he needs. He needs a defamation lawyer in Los Angeles that speaks Arabic. Typically speaking, when you add each of these details, it will cost you another layer of money, right?
he would have to pay just to get to the U.S. And then him trying to pay for a fucking attorney. Bro, does he think he's Casey Tron? Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. Motherfucker, you can't use console commands and just give yourself 100 conjuration and summon up the fucking lawyers, the goddamn fucking Dremora lords from Oblivion, bro. Like, yo, fucking Maroon's Dagon wants his goddamn sigil stones back. Like, nigga, what the hell are we talking about, bro? You can't do that shit that Casey Tron was doing. So, nigga, what are you doing? Nothing. That's exactly what we're sitting here doing. A nothing burger, wasting our fucking time with your dumb ass.
To be quite honest, I don't know many Arabic defamation attorneys. I'm thinking on my top of my head, and I think for obvious reasons, they may not actually like defamation. They might not actually. I'm thinking on top of my head, would they? I'm not going to say what I need to say, but it is, the whole debate about this is whether or not he is
Keep it on the hush.
a T blankish. Is it possible he is? Like,
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, again, Instagram, John, his John, are you a terrorist? Yes. What was that thing you posted on, what's the name? The goddamn fucking app. not brain rot app, that's TikTok. The cesspool app. Twitter, the thing with Jews on a pike. Yeah, this motherfucker, I'll tell you this much. With the shit that we've seen to substantiate some Johns, it's looking like he's pushing towards probably terrorist, then probably not terrorist. So, yeah.
From what I see on social media, it's very inciting. It's very inflammatory. It's, hey, let's all rise up against, that blank. It's like, no wonder they took down your content, my dude. Like, the social media, maybe you're suing the wrong person. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Guys.
Him suing in the first place is just the wrong move. But anyway, y'all already know. Of course, baby. Shout out, love. With us. That was. He sued Ethan Klein for defamation. 0% probability of winning in the U.S. Of course, talking about TIMHOUTHI, CHALAMET. Of course, you guys want to watch the OG video, though. Down in the description, first link, share the love with lust. And final opinions and conjecture.
What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude.
Because to say that Ethan is defaming him, well, yeah, we'd like to see some merit on that. But there's none. So, yeah, if anything else comes out about this, we'll be checking it out. Other than that, though, again, shout out to the love of lust. And I'll be catching y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.
Thank you.